Let go or be dragged. This is the quote that helped me get through the toughest decision that I had to make in a while, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. Now, this is a different format because I've always wanted to start a series where I just talk about what's on my mind and maybe try to help one of you lot if you comment down below if you want some advice. So, this is the pilot episode of it, I guess. Now, the topic of today is learning to let things go. And it relates to what I need to talk about today because I decided to step away from airport. And by stepping away means that I'm quitting coaching at airport. Now, this is a really big deal to me because I've been there for 3 years, and in those 3 years, I've made plenty of memories. I've made plenty of friends. The staff there is really nice, but the reason I'm leaving is because ever since the halfway of the season mark, at least for the most recent season, I just haven't been feeling it. And it's not like, oh, I don't want to be here. It's more like, oh, I don't want to be here because I feel so stressed and I get a headache every time I step into the school now. Where to begin? So I guess it began like at like I said, halfway mark. I remember that it was after North Augusta. We played North Augusta and we lost. As usual, we always lose to North Augusta. But I remember distinctly that after we got back from North Augusta, I just sat in my coach's room, or not my coach's room, but the coach's office, and just thought about what am I doing. And I've never really had to think about it because I know what I want to do with my life. It's to teach and coach. But at that moment, I was just, what am I doing? I'm not having fun here. I feel like I'm wasting my life. I'm not experiencing the college life because for 3 years, I've just been going to class and then work. So it wasn't fun to me anymore. And that adds on to the fact that we weren't winning any games and we haven't scored and didn't score for the whole season. So it really got to me. But that's only for JV, and in the grand scheme of things, JV doesn't really matter because, we don't go to playoffs. Varsity is the one that matters. And I was really frustrated with varsity too because for the past 2 years we only won 2 games. And for any reasonable person, that'll be like, dang, you need to change something up. Like two wins in 2 years is unheard of, like unheard of bad. And that's what I try to do. I try to be more strict with the players. I try to voice my opinion to the varsity coaches, but to no avail. And it's not due to the players. It's, I think, at least for me, it was due to the varsity coaches. I don't really get along with them in a work-based setting because I would suggest something and then they would consider it, but then they wouldn't even do it. Even if it was for the better, they still didn't do it. They wanted to play it their way. I'm like, that's fair enough, but it's not working. The only win that they've won this season was against Arnie, and I was on their senior night. That was their only win of the season. So I was sick and tired of it. So I decided to just take a sit back and just contemplate if I'm really happy here because I wasn't. First of all, I wasn't happy. Second, I was always in a pretty shitty mood. I had to put up a front to where I had to be like, all right, I could do this. I had to be encouraging. But as the season dragged along, I'm not even lying, I lost hope that we were ever going to be good. And probably due to incompetence from me and the coaches, or just the location of the school, because we don't get good players. Let's be honest here. We get a lot of first year players. They're not They were on my JV team, but we weren't a JV level or JV caliber team. We really should have been playing B team. Um, and I think they would have had more success in that instead of JV. Like, my players would know that I became really irritable. And some of my players may be watching this video, and I would like to take this chance to apologize. I was extremely irritable because I was frustrated. And it's not due to you, it's due to just like a lot of outside stuff. But regardless, it was to the point where like I was like, all right, I need to fix this. So I became really irritable. It had to be my way. When we tried to build up, we couldn't build out from the back, at least for JV. So we worked on that, and then it was good. And then spring break hit, and they just reset the whole process. So I was even more frustrated. I was like, look, I'm not happy anymore. I have to either quit, or just, maybe it's just me being emotional, and then I just stick around for another year. Hopefully it'll get better. But then I was watching the girls play, and the airport girls are amazing. Playoffs for 22 out of the last 23 seasons, consistently amazing. So I was looking at that, and I was just like, what do they do that we could do as well? And I made a note about it in my mind, and then I went out and observed a varsity practice, and it was one of, if not the strangest practices I've ever seen. Like, there wasn't any goal, wasn't using the space. I felt like it was too lackadaisical. The mood was like no desperate to win. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to be naive anymore, because the second year when varsity won one game, I was like, all right, they could turn around next year. And, fool me once, shame on you, but fool me twice, shame on me. So I've been fooled once, so I'm not going to be dumb and stick around for another year. I honestly don't see us, or not us anymore, but Airport winning any more games. Let's say past 5. I don't see them winning 5 games in a season anymore for a long time. And it's just due to those factors. And it's one of the most difficult things I have to, make. The decision wasn't easy. It's been through the whole season. But I feel like if I let go of this job, not only will I have more free time to do whatever I want, I think I'll be able to finally, live out the college life, like going to events, at least being present for friends who turn 21. I wasn't present for my friend turning 21, and I couldn't because I had to be somewhere. It's unfortunate that all that happened. I missed out on making new friends, because let's be honest, right? I have great friends. I have 3 great friends, and that's about it. It's really sad, the amount of sacrifices that I made to have this job, and now the job's not paying me back. So I have to take care of myself and, do what I want to do. Now, I'm not saying that, I'll never return to Airport, but if Airport, somehow turns things around in, I don't know, let's say a year, I quit this 1 year and then they turn it around, then I'll be happy for them. But I just can't work with, the current staff. I think we have way too many differences. We disagree on a lot of things. The culture between us was not good. The tension wasn't good either. So I can't be working with them anymore, just for my sanity and for their sanity and for the program as well. But, if they turn it around, they turn it around. That's great. If they need to find a head coach and no one's there to take it, I'll do it. Because I do, at the end of the day, I do love the school. I've made a lot of friends in 3 years. I've connected with a lot of kids in 3 years. So at least it wasn't all bad. But I think it's time to let go of that job. And I think it's time for me to focus on what I want to do now. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.